Let us dwell upon these great truths of the Bible. I am the Lord that healeth thee. If thou return to the Almighty, thou shalt be built up. The Lord will perfect that which concerneth me. Behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord. Who healeth all thy diseases? Who satisfieth thy mouth with good things? Who restoreth thy youth like the eagle? He sent his word and healed them, and delivered them from their destruction. I will put my spirit in you, and he shall live. Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee. Therefore I say unto thee, what things soever ye desire when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. All things are possible to him that believeth. Go thy way, thy faith hath made thee whole. Pray for one another, that ye may be healed. The prayer of a fervent, righteous man availeth much. I have heard thy prayer, I have seen thy tears. Behold, I will heal thee. A merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance, a broken spirit drieth the bones. The tongue of the wise is health, and Paul says, glorify God in your body. There is only one healing power. It is called by many names, such as God, infinite healing presence, divine love, divine providence, nature, the miraculous healing power, the life principle, as well as many others. This knowledge goes back into the dim recesses of the past. An inscription has been found written over ancient temples which reads, the doctor dresses the wound and God heals it. The healing presence of God is within you. No psychologist, minister, doctor, surgeon, priest, or psychiatrist heals anyone. For example, the surgeon removes a tumor, thereby removing the block, and making way for the healing power of God to restore you. The psychologist or psychiatrist endeavors to remove the mental block and encourages the patient to adopt a new mental attitude which tends to release the healing presence, flowing through the patient as harmony, health, and peace. The minister asks you to forgive yourself and others and to get in tune with the infinite by letting the healing power of love, peace, and goodwill flow through your subconscious mind, thereby cleansing all the negative patterns that may be lodged therein. This infinite healing presence of life has been called the Father in the Bible. It is the healing agent in all diseases, whether mental, emotional, or physical. The miraculous healing power in your subconscious mind is scientifically directed, can heal your mind, body, affairs of all disease and impediments when it is scientifically, consciously, and knowingly directed. This healing power will respond to you regardless of your race, creed, or color. It does not care whether you belong to any church or whether you have any creedal affiliations or not. You have had hundreds of healings since you were a child. You can recall how this healing presence brought curative results to cuts, burns, bruises, contusions, sprains, and so on. And in all probability, you did not aid the healing in any way by the application of external remedies. A few years ago, a young man from a local university came to see me with the complaint that he was constantly hearing spirit voices, that they made him do nasty things, and that they would not let him alone. Neither would they permit him to read the Bible or other spiritual books. He was convinced that he was talking to supernatural beings. This young man was clairaudient. Not knowing that all men possess this faculty to some degree, he began to think it was due to evil spirits. His superstitious beliefs caused him to ascribe it to departed spirits. Through constant worry, he became a monomaniac on the subject. His subconscious mind, dominated and controlled by an all-potent but false suggestion, gradually took over control and mastery of his objective faculties, and his reason abdicated its throne. He was what you would call mentally unbalanced, as are all men who allow their false beliefs to obtain the ascendancy. I explained to this university student that his subconscious mind is of tremendous importance and significance, that it can be influenced negatively and positively, but he had to make sure that he influenced it only positively, constructively, and harmoniously. The subconscious mind possesses transcendent powers, but it is at the same time amenable to good and bad suggestions. The explanation which I gave him made a profound impression on him. I gave him the following written prayer, which he was to repeat for 10 or 15 minutes, 3 or 4 times a day. God's love, peace, harmony, and wisdom flood my mind and heart. I love the truth, I hear the truth, and I know the truth. I know God is love, and his love surrounds me, enfolds me, and enwraps me. God's river of peace floods my mind, and I give thanks for my freedom. He repeated this prayer slowly, quietly, reverently, and with deep feeling, particularly prior to sleep. By identifying himself with harmony and peace, he brought about a rearrangement of the thought patterns and imagery of his mind. And a healing followed. He brought about a healing of the mind by repetition of these truths, coupled with faith and expectancy. My prayer for him was, John is thinking rightly, he is reflecting divine wisdom and divine intelligence in all his ways. His mind is the perfect mind of God, unchanging and eternal. He hears the voice of God, which is the inner voice of peace and love. God's river of peace governs his mind, and he's full of wisdom, poise, balance, and understanding. Whatever is vexing him is leaving him now, and I pronounce him free and at peace. At the end of a week, this young man was completely free and at peace. Some time ago, a woman told me that her child had a very high fever, was not expected to live. The doctor had prescribed small doses of aspirin and had administered an antibiotic preparation. The mother, who was involved in a contemplated divorce suit, was terribly agitated and emotionally disturbed. This disturbed feeling was communicated subconsciously to the child, and naturally the child got ill. Children are at the mercy of their parents and are controlled by the dominant mental atmosphere and emotional climate of those around them. They have not yet reached the age of reason, when they can take control of their thoughts, emotions, and reactions to life. The mother, at my suggestion, decided to become more at ease and relax her tensions by reading the 23rd Psalm, praying for guidance and for the peace and harmony of her husband. She poured out love and goodwill to him and overcame her resentment and inner rage. The fever of the child was due to the suppressed rage and anger of the mother, which was subjectively felt by the child and expressed as a high fever due to the excitation of the child's mind. Having quieted her own mind, the mother began to pray for her child in this manner. Spirit, which is God, is the life of my child. Spirit has no temperature. It is never sick or feverish. The peace of God flows through my child's mind and body. The harmony, health, love, and perfection of God are made manifest in every atom of my child's body. She is relaxed and at ease, poised, serene, and calm. I am now stirring up the gift of God within her, and all is well. She repeated the above prayer every hour for several hours. Shortly thereafter, she noticed a remarkable change in her child, who awakened and asked for a doll and something to eat. The temperature became normal. What had happened? The fever left the little girl because the mother was no longer feverish or agitated in her mind. Her mood of peace, harmony, and love was instantaneously felt by the child, and a corresponding reaction was produced. We are all natural-born healers, for the simple reason that the healing presence of God is within all men, and all of us can contact it with our thoughts. It responds to all. The healing presence is in the dog, the cat, the tree, and the bird. It is omnipresent. It is in the soil, and it is the life of all things. There are different degrees of faith. There is the man who through faith heals his ulcers, another who heals a deep-seated so-called incurable malignancy. It is as easy for the healing presence of God to heal a tubercular lung as it is to heal a cut on your finger or a pimple on your nose. There is no great or small in the God that made us all. There is no big or little, no hard or easy. Omnipotence is within all men. The prayers of the man who lays his hands on another in order to induce a healing simply appeals to the cooperation of the patient's subconscious. Whether the latter knows it or not, or whether he ascribes it to divine intercession or not, and a response takes place. But according to the patient's belief, is it done unto him. Remember the story in the Bible where the dead man was commanded, and he said to the dead man, Young man, I say unto thee, arise. And he that was dead sat up and began to speak. That's in the book of Luke. When it says the dead man sat up and began to speak, it means that when your prayer is answered, you speak in a new tongue of joyous health, and you exude an inner radiance. Your dead hopes and desires speak when you bear witness to your inner beliefs and assumptions. As a corollary to this, I would like to tell you about a young man I saw in Ireland a few years ago. He was a distant relative. He was in a comatose condition. His kidneys had not functioned for 3 days. His condition had been pronounced hopeless when I went to see him, accompanied by one of his brothers. I knew that he was a devout Catholic, and I said to him, "Jesus is right here, and you see him. He is putting his hand out, and at this moment is laying his hand upon you, and you are being healed this moment." I repeated this several times, slowly, quietly, and positively. He was unconscious when I spoke, or in a comatose condition, was not consciously aware of either of us. He sat up in bed, however, opened his eyes, and said to both of us, "Jesus was here. I know I am healed. I shall live." What had happened? This man's subconscious mind had accepted my statement that Jesus was there, and his subconscious projected that thought form, which of course he saw in his prayer book or in statues in the church. That is, this man's concept of Jesus was portrayed based upon what he saw in statues, paintings, and so on. He believed that Jesus was there in the flesh and that he had placed his hands upon him. Remember, whatever suggestion you give to your subconscious mind, it acts upon it, whether it's true or false. The readers of my book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, are well aware of the fact that you can tell a man who is in a trance that his grandfather is here now and that he will see him clearly. He will see what he believes to be his grandfather, based on his subconscious memory picture. You can give him the same man a post-hypnotic suggestion by saying to him, "When you come out of this trance, you will greet your grandfather and talk to him," and he will do exactly that. This is called a subjective hallucination. The faith which was kindled in the subconscious of my Catholic relative, based on his firm belief that Jesus came to heal him, was the healing factor. It is always done unto us according to our faith, mental conviction, or just blind belief. His subconscious mind was amenable to my suggestion. His deeper mind received and acted upon the idea I had implanted in his mind. In a sense, you could call such an incident the resurrection of the dead. It was the resurrection of his health and vitality, according to his belief was it done unto him. True faith is based on the knowledge of the way your conscious and subconscious minds function, and on the combined harmonious function of these two levels of mind scientifically directed. Blind faith is healing without any scientific understanding whatsoever of the forces involved. The voodoo doctor or witch doctor in the jungles of Africa heals by faith. So do the bones of dogs, believed to be the bones of saints by the believer, or anything else which moves man's mind from fear to faith. In all instances, regardless of the technique, modus operandi, process, incantation, or invocation offered to saints and spirits, it is the subconscious mind that does the healing. Whatever you believe is operative instantly in your subconscious mind. This is a law of mind. Be like the little 8-year-old boy in Sunday school. Eye drops were not clearing up his eye infection, and he prayed as follows: "God, you made my eyes. I demand action. I want healing now. Hurry up. Thank you." He had a remarkable healing because of his simplicity, spontaneity, and childlike faith in God. Go thou and do likewise. Don't let the word incurable frighten you. Realize that you're dealing with the creative intelligence which made your body, and that although some men will say that healing is impossible, be assured that this infinite healing presence is instantly available. You can always draw on its power through the creative law of your own mind. Make use of this power now. Perform miracles in your life. Remember that a miracle cannot prove that which is impossible. It is a confirmation of that which is possible. With God all things are possible. I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord. That's in Jeremiah. The word Lord in the Bible means the creative law of your own mind. There is a deep-lying healing principle which permeates the entire universe, that flows through your mental patterns, images, and choices, and objectifies them in form. You can bring into your life anything you wish through this infinite healing presence which operates through your own mind. Millions of Christians and Jews are atheists because they say oftentimes that my boy is incurable. It's hopeless. I can't be healed. And at the same time they say that with God all things are possible. They say that infinite healing presence made the body and that the infinite intelligence which made it can't heal it. It is just the same as if you made an icebox and you told me that you couldn't fix it when it was out of order. I wouldn't believe you. Nobody would. When you deny the infinite healing presence, you're an atheist. It created the body and it certainly can heal it. It knows all the processes and functions of the body. It made it from a cell. And surely he that hath made the eye, can he not see? He that hath made the ear, can he not hear? You may use this healing presence for any purpose. It is not confined to healing of the body or mind. It is the same principle which attracts to you the ideal husband or wife, prospers you in business, finds for you your true place in life, and reveals answers to your most difficult problems. Through the correct application of this principle, you can become a great salesman, musician, physician, or surgeon. You can use it to bring harmony where discord is, peace to supplant pain, joy in place of sadness, and abundance in place of poverty. The first step in healing is not to be afraid of the manifest condition from this very moment. The second step is to realize that the condition is only the product of past thinking, which will have no more power to continue its existence. The third step is mentally to exalt the miraculous healing power of God within you. This procedure instantly will stop the production of all mental poisons in you or in the person for whom you are praying. Live in the embodiment of your desire, and your thought and feeling will soon be made manifest. Do not allow yourself to be swayed by human opinion and worldly fears, but live emotionally in the belief that it is God in action in your mind and body. The Bible says, heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, cast out devils, raise the dead, freely ye have received, freely ye give. The word heal is an old English word, means to make whole, to integrate, to unite. Ill health is a lack of oneness with God. It means separation from the divine. He restoreth my soul, the psalmist says. Your soul is your subconscious mind. You can restore your subconscious mind to wholeness, beauty, peace, and serenity. Fill your conscious mind with life-giving patterns. Fill your mind with harmony, health, peace, wholeness, beauty, right action. Think from principles such as harmony, peace, beauty, love, joy. Preach the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You must preach it first to yourself. And the kingdom of intelligence and wisdom and power, the boundless love, the infinite intelligence of God are locked in your subconscious mind. Preach that to yourself. Teach that to your own faculties of mind. Teach your faculties of mind to give up their illusions, false beliefs, ill will, resentment, antagonism. You can't be healed and at the same time resent and hate and be full of self-condemnation. It's impossible. You must give up all of these false beliefs and accept that the Spirit is God. Wish for everyone what you wish for yourself, health, happiness, and peace, and all the blessings of life. Forgive yourself for harboring negative thoughts. Forgive everybody. Then you create a vacuum, and the Holy Spirit of God will rush in and heal you. Accept the fact that the Spirit in you is God. It's the only cause. And you do not give power to externals. You do not give power to the atmosphere, the winds, or the waves, or to germs, or to anything. Change your mind, and you change your body. Be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Fill your mind with the truths of God, and you will crowd out of your mind everything unlike God. It's like a pail of dirty water. If you have patience, and you drop by drop of clean water into it, after a while you and I can drink out of that pail of water. We'll have clean water. Likewise, when you fill your mind with the eternal verities, whatsoever things are true, lovely, noble, and godlike, you will expunge and obliterate from your deeper mind everything unlike God, and the healing will take place. Because thousands of cells are dying every second, and as you fill your mind with that which is lovely, noble, and godlike, then the tissues and the nerves and the cells will take on a spiritual overtone. And like spiritual penicillin, you will destroy the bacteria of fear, worry, and anxiety. Persistence and repetition work miracles in your mind. Reiterate the great truths, such as the healing power of God is now flowing through me, healing me and making me whole. The infinite healing presence made me. It knows how to heal. It knows all the processes and functions of my body. And I claim that the Holy Spirit is flowing through me now, animating, sustaining, healing, and restoring my whole being to wholeness, beauty, and perfection. This presence and power is flowing through you now, healing, vitalizing, and restoring your soul, because your soul is your subconscious mind. No matter what the problem is, no matter what the difficulty is, it is the negative pattern, a complex, a poison pattern, lodged in the recesses of your subconscious mind. And the lower is subject to the higher. Therefore, as you spiritualize your thoughts and feed your subconscious with life-giving patterns of wholeness, beauty, and perfection, the subconscious mind has no alternative but to be cleansed, and the healing will follow. It is no use to petition God and beg and beseech that you may be healed. God does not respond to your petition, to your begging or beseeching or supplication. The God presence responds to your belief, to your conviction, to your understanding. According to your belief is it done unto you. Permanent healing follows a real change of mind and heart, a reconditioning of your mind and your heart. Announce the kingdom of heaven to your own mind. Teach your faculties, your disciples, to give up fear, hate, resentment, false beliefs. Teach your faculties not to judge according to appearances, that the external thing is a condition. You don't give power to conditions. You give power to the Spirit within you, and you allow the healing power to flow through you. Your disciples are your disciplined qualities of mind. For example, you must discipline your vision. Where there is no vision, the people perish. If you vision yourself successful, whole, vision the doctor, congratulating you on your perfect health and harmony, you go where your vision is. If you have a poor vision or a poor estimate or blueprint of yourself, you'll be sick and frustrated and neurotic. When you have regularly, systematically, and vigorously reiterated to your mind the kingdom of harmony, health, and peace, and wisdom, and beauty, and boundless love are all within you, lodged in your deeper mind, when you convince yourself that the infinite healing presence which made you is almighty, there's nothing to oppose it or challenge it. It is there waiting to be released. Then your vision will soar, your faith will be kindled, and wonders will happen in your life, and healing will follow. For all things be ready, if the mind be so. Know that there's one presence and one power, and there is none else. Know this, and you will give power to nothing else in the universe. There is no principle of disease. There is nothing to sustain it. It's a product of destructive thinking. Therefore, as you change your thought to conform to universal principles, your body must change. This is a law of mind. Health and peace. The minister asks you to forgive yourself and others and to get in tune with the infinite by letting the healing power of love, peace, and goodwill flow through your subconscious mind, thereby cleansing all the negative patterns that may be lodged therein. This infinite healing presence of life has been called the Father in the Bible. It is the healing agent in all diseases, whether mental, emotional, or physical. The miraculous healing power in your subconscious mind is scientifically directed, can heal your mind, body, affairs of all disease and impediments when it is scientifically, consciously, and knowingly directed. This healing, therefore I say unto thee, what things soever ye desire when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. All things are possible to him that believeth. Go thy way, thy faith hath made thee whole. Pray for one another that ye may be healed. The prayer of a fervent, righteous man availeth much. I have heard thy prayer, I have seen thy tears. Behold, I will heal thee. A merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance, a broken spirit drieth the bones. The tongue of the wise is health, and Paul says, glorify God in your body. There is only one healing power. It is called by many names, such as God, infinite healing presence, divine love, Divine providence, nature, and power will respond to you regardless of your race, creed, or color. It does not care whether you belong to any church or whether you have any creedal affiliations or not. You have had hundreds of healings since you were a child. You can recall how this healing presence brought curative results to cuts, burns, bruises, contusions, sprains, and so on. And in all probability, you did not aid the healing in any way by the application of external remedies. A few years ago, a young man from a local university came to see me with the complaint that he was constantly hearing spirit voices, that they made him do nasty things, and that they would not let him alone. Neither would they permit him to read the Bible or other spiritual books. Let us dwell upon these great truths of the Bible. I am the Lord that healeth thee. If thou return to the Almighty, thou shalt be built up. The Lord will perfect that which concerneth me. Behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord. Who healeth all thy diseases? Who satisfieth thy mouth with good things? Who restoreth thy youth like the eagle? He sent his word and healed them, and delivered them from their destruction. I will put my spirit in you, and he shall live. Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusted in thee. The miraculous healing power, the life principle, as well as many others. This knowledge goes back into the dim recesses of the past. An inscription has been found written over ancient temples which reads, "The doctor dresses the wound and God heals it." The healing presence of God is within you. No psychologist, minister, doctor, surgeon, priest, or psychiatrist heals anyone. For example, the surgeon removes a tumor, thereby removing the block, and making way for the healing power of God to restore you. The psychologist or psychiatrist endeavors to remove the mental block and encourages the patient to adopt a new mental attitude which tends to release the healing presence. Flowing through the patient as harmony